Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary and I like to sew things. In this sewing video, I want to show you how you can transform the Milo pants from this to this. You can find the link for the pattern in the description box down below. And now let's talk about how we can modify the pattern. So first of all, let me show you what kind of modification I did to my pattern. The pattern has the elastic waistband added. Because this time I want to make my elastic waistband separated, I have to eliminate what the seam allowance for the elastic waistband, which was 4 centimeters added, and I will have to remove from the top 4 centimeters once, and also I will have to remove the width of my new waistband. So I will be using a 5 centimeter wide elastic. So I will also have to take in from the waistline 4 centimeters because 1 centimeter will be for the seam allowance. So in total I will have to take in from the waistline 8 centimeters. The 4 centimeters added for the waistband and the 4 centimeters of my new waistband. So let's take in 8 centimeters from the top, measure and mark 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters from, and do the same for the front and the back line, and measure and mark. And this will be your new waistline. Next, what I did is to remove 2.5 centimeters from the seam. And I will create a curved line here. Why did I remove these 2.5 centimeters? Was because I wanted my waist to be smaller. I took my full hip circumference and the measurement from the pattern, back and front, which of course I multiply with 2. And then I remove 4 centimeters, which was the seam allowance. And it was 108 minus my full waist circumference, which was 98, and this gave me 10 centimeters, which divided by 4, because this is the full circumference, equals 2.5 centimeters. And I will remove 2.5 centimeters from the front and from the back. So I've modified also the bottom. I've made them wider at the bottom. So what I did was to add about 6 centimeters to the inner seam, and I have united my crouch point with my added extra at the bottom. And on the side seam I've added 2 centimeters extra at the bottom, and I've united this point with the new point from the waistline after removing the 2.5 centimeters. So I have cut my front and the back. And I've made also the waistband, which mine is in width 13 centimeters, and this depends on the width of your elastic. So I will be using a 5 centimeter wide elastic. When I will double fold it, I have enough for my elastic, which is 5 centimeters and 1 centimeter extra for seam allowance. And the length of the waistband is the full circumference of the pants plus a few centimeters extra for the seam allowance. To make the pockets, cut a rectangle on double folded fabric of 16 centimeters with 30 centimeters. Now place your front on top, align your top edge and the side seams, and draw the shape of the pants on the pocket and cut on this line. Now measure at the top 5 centimeters and mark, and on the side measure 19 centimeters and mark, and unite these 2 points. Take the front panel and place the pocket right side to right side, right side to right side, and now stitch on your line from the pocket. And now make an understitch of the seam allowance on the pocket panel right next to the fold. Trim this edge. You can also overlock this edge if you want to. And now on the right side of the pants panel, make a top stitch at the pocket fold at about foot width. And now place your pocket like so. And on the right side of the pants, here at the pocket fold, make a top stitch about the foot width. Now put your pocket edges like so and stitch on this edge with 0.5 centimeter. We're creating a French seam. Now turn it on the other side and now stitch again and enclosing your first seam allowance. Now measure from the edge of the pocket 5 centimeters your pattern and align your pants. Also align your pocket at the side seam and stitch your pocket at the side seam and at the top in place. Place the pants right sides together. Place the front panels right sides together and stitch along the crotch area. And let's do the same for the back. Stitch along the crotch area. And now let's press the seams. Place the front and the back right sides together and stitch along your side seam all the way to the bottom and align your crotch seams and stitch also the inner leg all the way to the bottom. Finish the edges with a circular or zigzag stitch and do the same for the other part. And now let's make the waistband. So place your waistband right sides together and stitch your short end. And now what we have to do is to make our buttonholes on the waistband so we can also insert our tie. To see the exact points for the buttonholes on the waistband, place it right sides to your pants. The stitch will go at the back. Let's fold this edge of the waistband 1 centimeter, which is the seam allowance. And this will go over our seam here. I am using a heat erasable pen to mark the middle of the seam. And now find the middle of your waistband. For me it's 2.5 centimeters. And from this point I will measure 2 centimeters this way and 2 centimeters the other way. Here I will make the 1.5 buttonhole. This is how it looks, and here I will make my buttonholes. Now, because my fabric is thin, I need to reinforce this area of the buttonholes, and what I will do is to apply a strip of fusible interface. and I'm applying it here at the buttons. Place a pin at the top so you won't accidentally rip the buttonhole. And by having this pin at the top, you have a stop and you won't accidentally go off and rip the fabric. And now let's also fold the bottom of the waistband and press 1 centimeter. And now place again your waistband right sides together and pin it in place and stitch all the way. And now fold over this raw edge and pin it in place, and I will pin on my right side because I will be stitching on the right side. Do not forget to leave an opening to insert the elastic, and I will leave mine at the back. And now let's stitch. And now let's insert the elastic. So I've put the elastic around my waist to measure it, and now let's insert the elastic in the waistband. If everything is okay, you can now overlap your two ends of the elastic and stitch it in place. I will stitch my elastic with a zigzag stitch, and then I will close my casing, elastic casing. And now let's make the tie, and I have here a piece of fabric remaining, and I will cut it. I will make it of 4.5 centimeters, and I will make it of 4.5 centimeters. And now let's fold it and stitch with 1 centimeter. Let's insert the tie in the channel. And I will make a knot at the end of my tie so it stays in place. And what we need to do next is to hem the bottom. So try your pants on and see your hem. And now we need to hem our pants. So I've tried them on, and I will fold my hem 4 centimeters and press it, and then press it, and then I will fold once again 4 centimeters and press it. So I will have a total hem of 8 centimeters. After pressing, I will stitch, and I will also stitch with a longer stitch length. I think looks nice this way. And your pants are ready. And now, because I also had some fabric left from the pants, I thought that I could make a cute top that can be tied at the side seams. To do this, I am using my Leslie tie front blouse pattern, which you can find the link in the description box down below. And now let me show you what I did to this. So I've made some modification to this pattern, and let me show you what I did. First of all, you have to lower the neckline for the front and also for the back with at least 2 or 3 centimeters. And also this depends on how high you want your neckline to be, but because this was designed to close in the front, the neckline is very high, so you have to lower it, and I've chosen to lower by 3 centimeters. You'll have to remove 1 centimeter from the center front line because this will be cut on fold, and you'll have to place this on folded fabric. And I've also lowered my armhole here with approximately 1-2 centimeters. And maybe you can do here a slightly round corner so you don't have this pointy, or you can keep it like so. Either way is fine. Let's start first with the straps. So I've cut in total 8 pieces, and they are 6 centimeters width, and the length is 30 centimeters. And now you need to fold them and stitch lengthwise, and also stitch one short end, and this end remains open so we can turn him right side out, and also this end will be sewn to the blouse. And now let's turn it on the right side. And what we are going to do next is to place them right sides and stitch at the shoulder seam. And you don't have to also finish the raw edges because we are going to do a burrito method to stitch and finish nicely all the 4 pieces in place. And do the same for the other 2 pieces. Place them right sides and stitch at your shoulder seam. Press the seams open. Now place them right sides. Match your shoulder seams and Pin along the neckline. Stitch it in place along your neckline. Make some small cuts on the seam allowance along the neckline. And now let's flip it over. And let's understitch the seam allowance. Now let's do the burrito method. We are going to roll this like so. And take this part and match it with the other side. Pin them at the armholes. And stitch along the armholes, shoulder and the other armhole at the back. The side seams we will stitch later. Let's make some small cuts along this seam. And now let's turn it on the right side. And this is nicely finished. And now let's repeat also on the other side. And now let's place the ties at the side seams and stitch them. And now we have to also place the ties. So measure where you want your ties to be. I will measure 5 centimeters from the armhole and pin it on the right side. And from this tie I will measure 10 centimeters and place my second tie. Make sure you put them with the raw edges here. And now bring the back and the front right sides. Pin it in place. And also bring your whole blouse and also put your blouse inside and pin also along the bottom. And we also stitch this. And I've did also on my other side. So here are my two sides. And I will put my blouse inside so I can pin also and stitch the bottom. But make sure you leave an opening at the bottom so you can turn your blouse right side out. At your ties, I recommend to go over a few times so they are secured in place. And what you need to do now is to also finish the bottom, finish this opening. You can either make an invisible stitch by hand or you can use your sewing machine and stitch close to the edge. And repeat on the other side and your top is done. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy watching it and I was able to teach you something new today. Thank you so much if you purchase my sewing patterns. It means a lot to me. And thank you for hanging out with me today and happy sewing!